Redlands.
Thank you, Speaker. I rise to support the Heavy Vehicle National Law Amendment Bill 2025. The heavy vehicle industry is the backbone of Australia's supply chains. It moves the food on our shelves, the steel in our buildings, the fuel in our vehicles, and the materials that underpin every home, school, hospital, and piece of infrastructure we rely on. And in the Redlands, that backbone is visible every single day. On our construction sites, at our quarries, on our barge ramps, and across our local industrial precincts. Nearly a quarter of all registered businesses in Redlands City are in the construction sector. Every load of aggregate delivered to a new development, every pallet of materials brought across to the southern Moreton Bay Islands, and every shipment heading to support major infrastructure projects depends on the efficiency and professionalism of our heavy vehicle operators. Local operators like Caraman Quarries, one of the region's most significant suppliers of quarry materials, keeping our construction sector moving. Their trucks travel across southeast Queensland daily, delivering the raw materials needed for the roads, homes, retaining walls, and commercial builds. Their work is time critical, safety critical, and central to the region's economic strength. And operators like Bay Island Transport, a lifeline for southern Moreton Bay Islands, quite literally keeping communities supplied. Coordinating heavy vehicles, barge movements, and time-sensitive deliveries, they ensure residents and local businesses on Russell Island, Macleay Island, Lamb and Carragara Islands receive building supplies, machinery, freight, and essential goods. Without them, construction would halt, renovations would not proceed, and basic access to goods and services would be severely disrupted. Long-standing operators who take enormous pride in doing things safely and professionally. This bill is an important step in delivering national consistency, modernising our heavy vehicle safety framework, and ensuring the continued productivity of one of the most vital industries. The bill implements key recommendations of the National Transport Commission's Heavy Vehicle National Law Review, which has been years in the making and was endorsed by infrastructure and transport ministers across Australia. This has been a significant process, consulting widely with operators, drivers, peak bodies, enforcement agencies, and regulators, because Queensland is the host jurisdiction for the Heavy Vehicle National Law. This legislation must be passed here before it is applied in other participating states and territories. That makes this bill a critical milestone, not just for Queensland, but for transport reform right across the nation. It means that what we do here will shape how freight moves across borders for years to come. At its core, this bill simplifies the law. It shifts prescriptive, overly detailed requirements out of Thank you. I don't know why that word is hard today. And in regulation, giving the National Heavy Vehicle Regulator, then NHVR, flexibility to respond quickly to emerging risks, technologies, and industry needs. It modernises and clarifies terminology, reduces duplication, and ensures the regulatory framework is easier to understand and easier to comply with for drivers, schedulers, small and large operators alike. It strengthens the focus on safety by embedding modern safety management systems, or SMS, into the law. These systems are now considered global best practice. They give operators the ability to tailor their safety approach to their scale and type of work while meeting clear, audible standards. Instead of patchwork of prescriptive rules, operators can build systems that reflect the real risk of their operations, from quarry haulage to island freight to long-distance interstate movements. The bill also introduces a new driver duty, the duty to not drive while unfit. This complements existing fatigue rules but goes further, recognising that fitness to drive is not just about hours of work, but also about illness, medication, impairment, or other factors that can affect driver performance. It places the responsibility on drivers, but importantly, it also puts responsibility on operators and schedulers to support drivers to make the right call. This strengthens a culture where safety comes first and where drivers are empowered, not penalised, for prioritising well-being. Together, these reforms strengthen accountability across the chain of responsibility. They encourage proactive, risk-based safety management rather than reactive compliance. They reduce the red tape that frustrates businesses while lifting the standard that truly matters. Before entering Parliament, I ran an international freight business, importing and exporting specialised machinery across the world. I know firsthand what it's like to coordinate oversized loads, organise port movements, and rely on the professionalism of our heavy vehicle operators to get freight where it needs to be safely and compliantly. I understand how important it is our laws are practical, clear, and reflective of the real world our operators operate in. And it's why this reform matters. They're built around the day-to-day reality of drivers and operators who want to do the right thing, who want clear, consistent, and fair rules when they cross state borders. Whether you're moving a quarry load from Mount Cotton, doing a barge timed run to Russell Island, or running interstate between Redlands and Sydney, the rules should be the same and the expectations clear. The enhanced code of practice under this bill will be developed and approved by the regulator with mandatory industry consultation. This ensures guidance remains practical, accessible and relevant. No more outdated documents sitting on a shelf. Instead, industry-informed, regularly updated, operationally grounded tools that operators can rely on. The updated enforcement powers strike the right balance, ensuring regulators and police can target serious breaches while allowing minor administrative errors to be addressed with warnings or education. That is proportionate and it is fair. The bill also modernises governance arrangements by expanding the NHVR board to include a broader mix of expertise. It introduces term limits and formally recognises the statement of expectations that outlines what ministers expect from the regulator. Importantly, the reforms in this bill are the product of extensive consultation with industry, drivers, unions, safety experts and government agencies. This bill reflects the voices of the people who drive the trucks, who load them, schedule them, maintain them, and share the roads with them. Our drivers don't stop at the Queensland border, and neither should our safety and compliance frameworks. For the drivers leaving Redland Bay before dawn, for the quarry trucks leaving Caraman quarries with loads critical to our construction sector, for the island freight teams at Bay Island Transport who navigate tides, barge slots and community needs, and for every business in Redlands that rely on timely, safe and professional heavy vehicle movements, this bill delivers clearer rules, safer roads and stronger confidence in the industry that keeps our community supplied and connected.
Deputy Speaker.